Guys, where are all these actors, PR people? Are they sitting on their hands or something? Look, I couldn't speak on it like I really wanted to a couple of days ago because like I had some obligations I had to handle in the past couple of days. But now that all that is behind me, now I can give my overall thoughts on the situation with Anthony Mackie, who was in Rome a couple of days ago when this situation dropped, which he's just yesterday clarified and did damage control on it because he got so much backlash and Disney probably got on his ass about. But he was in Rome promoting Captain America Brave New World, and he made some comments that he really, I won't say he shouldn't have. I mean, he can feel how he personally feels, but in order to promote this film, which is already on shaky grounds, this is not like a good idea to say. But let's check it out so I can give a good full context. Luckily, it's a minute and 13, so we can just quickly cover the gambit.
For me, Captain America represents a lot of different things, and I don't think the term, America should be one of those representations. Like, it's about a man who keeps his word, who has honor, dignity, and integrity. Someone who is trustworthy and dependable. It's kind of, this is kind of like an aspect of a dream coming true. When I was a kid, all of us as actors, I believe, want to get back to that day before someone told you no. When you look out your door and you see a 5-year-old kid with a stick and he's slaying dragons to save the princess in the tower, that kid really believes there are dragons out there. That stick is really a sword and he's really trying to save that princess. And then one day somebody told him, no, there are no dragons, that's not a sword, and that princess is not there. And all of his little dreams were dashed. So, as an actor, I feel like our job is to get back to the day where we see that dragon and we slay that dragon to save that princess. And that's kind of what this movie was.
All right. We got like the his full thing he said. Now, I guess I understand, I still understand where he's coming from to an extent, but with the whole first, because as an actor, like I learned from my teachers, the fact that we got to get back to our, as we were young kids when we playing pretend, we didn't care about what people thought because we was having a good time. And now that we're older, we're too self-conscious about what people think of us. We need to get back to that, I guess. At least that's how, it drummed up that memory. I get his point, at least in that aspect, but that really didn't really, coincide with the first part he was mentioning about how, because I guess because it's still, most people are still reeling from the election that recently happened. Despite who you choose to vote for, it is what it is. Democracy did what it needed to do, and the majority have spoken. Now, Captain America, as we all know, is not just he's like Superman, is an iconic American figure. Whether we like it or not, when it comes to Superman, but Captain America especially is Americana in a way. But he, one of his, famous quotes, Captain America is loyal to the dream, not a government. And I like Anthony Mackie. Great actor. Very good person as it seems. But the fact that he very much kind of put his foot in his mouth, because given the fact that, there's a bit of strife going on in America right now. And we're solely needing a symbol of hope in a sense. And Captain America, like Superman, is that embodiment to bring people together, because when they speak, people really want to rally behind them. When Captain America made those speeches, man, we felt that. It's like, that line in Age of Ultron when it's like, when Tony asked Cap, like, how are we supposed to combat that together? We'll lose. We'll do that together too. And it's like, there's no bipartisan, there's no political, you can't make that political or anything like that. Like, both sides anybody can agree on that. People around the world can agree on that. It's like, yeah, that stick-to-itiveness and that can-do attitude is like, it's really good with those speeches. Do y'all remember like Endgame and the Winter Soldier movie? But Anthony Mackie, as great as a person he is, as great as an actor he is, he should have been more attunely aware. Now, I'm assuming he was speaking from the heart, and he has obviously his own political leanings and stuff. There's nothing wrong with that. But he should have been like taking an opportunity, which I guess he's now more acutely aware of. But he should have been more acutely aware that his time is coming. And there's going to be certain people, not all, but certain people is already down on him being Captain America as it stands. But this is a perfect time to prove to the masses, like, he doesn't need to prove anything, but it's still, though, it's like, okay, like, this is my time here, is my chance to show that not only that, I can like be capable of handling this mantle, but I also, want to reflect, like, I can bring everybody together. I can show, like, we're all in this together, and like, just give that sense of unity. And what he said, where most people might like it or not, didn't really serve that, and it caused people to question it, more so than they already were. It was already the movie prior to this whole situation. The movie is already on shaky ground. Not many people are hyped about it, regardless of it being like a black lead or whatever. Is irrelevant, because behind the scenes, they already went through several writers, several reshoots, and they even had to change the name from New World Order to Brave New World in a span of a good year and a half, bare minimum. And then on top of that, they're releasing it in February, Valentine's Day, mind you. Now, I can see what they're trying to do, and they're not very slick about it. You're releasing on Valentine's Day, you're trying to repeat what the first Deadpool movie did, but you obviously wasn't paying attention as to why Deadpool was highly successful, not only just because it was a great written film and properly budgeted, because this movie is not properly budgeted at all, because they spent practically the budget of 2 movies just for this one singular movie. So it's not going to make any money in the box office, let's be frank. Despite maybe like it being like an average at best of a film. Secondly, you're releasing it because Deadpool had like a romantic part in the film. There was some level of romance component to it. There's no romance component in this technically political thriller of a film. So you should have released it around 4th of July, at least close to it or around it, because by and large it's a Captain America film. Secondly, you're releasing in February because you got a black lead. I guess you're trying to repeat the also success of the first Black Panther film, because that made more sense given the fact that the cultural expectations and influence that surrounded it, on top of it being well written of a film and directed by a black director, written by mostly black people, acted by mostly black people, and has like a beloved actor in Chadwick Boseman, who was charming and of a good soul and a phenomenal actor on top of all that. So it has a lot working with it. So it would be hard to screw that one up. And it raked in the billions. But as much as we love Anthony Mackie, he is not Chadwick Boseman. He's not trying to be Chadwick Boseman. I'm just saying that the people behind the scenes are trying to repeat what they managed to pull off with the first Black Panther movie. And this is not it. And given the fact that they try to constantly rewrite certain things, one of them because one of the writers also worked on like the TV show Empire and other very, Black, centered kind of film or TV, which obviously is going to influence the writing in this film, which they had to probably course correct, given the fact that, the whole rollback with DEI and all that stuff that was very prominent a year or two ago, definitely in the past 4 years. Now they have to course correct with that because it's going to be too, because they have too in your face with it. And this is speaking from a black man's, this is coming from a black man, mind you. If they're beating you over the head with the whole black this, black that, and strife as a black man being like wearing the mantle of Captain America, it's going to be unnecessarily divisive. They didn't need to be. A movie like this should, Captain America films should be rallying people together, not further fracturing things. Also, somebody that I was watching on like a video not too long ago pointed this out, and even he admits there's a bit of a tinfoil hat kind of moment, but you can't help but feel like there's some pieces, moving on the board to try to make this work. But way back when in the comics when Sam Wilson, I keep wanting to call him Anthony Mackie. Sam Wilson took up the mantle of Captain America, pretty sure by 2015. There are some theories, mind you, rumors, theories, that somebody, probably Kevin Feige, who knows, that might have expected because of getting close to Endgame, knowing that they want to, because it might look good, make sure that, we're planning on passing this shield off to Sam instead of most people expecting Bucky, given the fact that chronologically Bucky would have been the next person to take up the mantle technically. But they wanted to make it look good that we gave it to a black man. So we, get a little ringy-ding to the Marvel Comics, like, hey, we're doing this so-and-so thing. Why don't you make sure that in the comics that we, that you guys make him like a Captain America. So that way, down the line, we can justify this. So that way we can say, hey, they already did this years ago. So we're just, doing this. Like I said, it's a tinfoil hat thing, not just proof. But given the fact that after the whole Kamala Khan situation and retroactively making her a mutant instead of committing to the inhuman part of her, you see how things have like weirdly changed or rapidly changed or adjusted in very weird ways in the comics to make her half human, half inhuman, half mutant combo. Is so weird. You can't tell me there's some legitimacy to some degree from people in the Disney Marvel calling or getting in contact with the comic book industry to make sure things are shaking in ways to justify certain agendas or moves they want to make, so that way they can cover their own asses. It's just like I said, it's a tinfoil hat thing, nothing proven. It's just something like I can't help but wonder. There's got to be some level of legitimacy to that. And like, sure, Sam Wilson's Captain America stuff, most of them don't really sell all that much or last that long. Didn't read too much of it. He has his moments, but it's just that I don't know, man. It's like this is not boding well for this film. You changing the name from New World Order, which is already sketchy as hell of a title. It's like, really, you didn't read the room and look like New World Order. Yeah, that doesn't sound too right. Let's not go with that. Before, because that got leaked. That was the original title before they kind of changed that to Brave New World. And it's like, God, like, I've been, this whole debacle behind this film, which honestly, this and Thunderbolts is like, it can go either way. I don't think most people will care. People are more so concerned with how Fantastic Four is going to do in July, because like Superman, it cannot break even. It has to do exceptionally well to justify continuing on their respective franchises, especially Superman. That definitely has to work, period. There's no breaking even with those two films. They have to. We don't expect it to make $1 billion, but they gotta get close somewhere between 600 to 700 million to be a success, given their budgets and how much things are riding on those films. So ultimately, not people really gonna care about this Captain America film, which is a shame, because a lot of these people are phenomenal actors, but they brought in, Carlos Esposito. I might have butchered that name. In at like, I want to say last minute, but second to third last minute as like a villain, and it's like the fact that you have to do that when you didn't clearly plan this all out, they change it too much. That's why people want to say like people change, re-edit or reshoot things all the time. Not this much. And it doesn't sound like reshooting certain scenes. They change names, they add in people at the last minute, or taking people off. I think it was like some kind of wrestler that was supposed to be like a villain in this. That either he was cut out completely, or they just changed their mind and not brought him on. Period. It was a lot. There's too much going on to say that this is normal stuff. It's not. How is it people are more interested in to seeing how Thunderbolts turn out before a Captain America film? Even though they technically not Thunderbolts, they're Dark Avengers at best. But we'll get to that when that movie eventually comes out. But man, the hype is not here. It's a shame to say. But man, I don't know what you guys think, because like I said, like Anthony Mackie, wrote like on Twitter or social media in general, about clarifying what he meant by that, which honestly is not a complete big deal. It's not like something like Rachel Zegler, because she is definitely radioactive. So this is not going to ultimately hurt Anthony Mackie. But if he was like doubling down on it, then he'd be like right up there with her. But luckily, he knew better. But man, where are the PR people with these actors to like tell them like, okay, you gotta, like to know that, okay, there's certain things you got a lot to live up to. There's lot riding on this film to work. Please don't say anything divisive. Be charitable. I mean, you can speak your mind, but like, don't be like so divisive, like calling like the prince a stalker or something, or like, I didn't care for the original film. It's like something that's clearly beloved by the masses, and like with Captain America, which many people, whether you're American or from some other country, looked up to this character, because he's a representative of like many people who, look up to the character in terms of like Anthony Mackie said, like honor and integrity. Just because a person who's in the seat of the presidency doesn't represent that to most of us should not negate the fact that what this character means to a lot of people. So it's just, man, this is not the time for you to like add on more issues to the pile that's still building. Like, but like I said, he backtracked and corrected himself, so it's dealt with. But I just wanted to give my 2 cents on it because I couldn't do it when it, the whole situation dropped because I was busy. But man, oh man, yeah, this movie's in trouble. I'm not even going to see it on the first week. I am going to see it eventually, but where it's going to be in theaters, that's probably up in the air. Maybe by the second week, but it might make some money, but there's going to be a significant drop off by the second week. I bet you that. It had to really surprise people in terms of quality, which I doubt there will be. It's probably at best going to be average, very stale, very neutral, not like, really poking any bears out there, It's completely sanitized for, to keep any type of divisiveness given the winds that's been changing as of late. So I cross my fingers, at the very least it breaks even. Crossing my fingers at the very least. But it's in trouble. But anyway, what you guys think? Because, are you guys actually going to see this first week, second week, or wait till streaming, or just not at all? I'm curious to know what you guys think. But anyway, I will see you guys tomorrow. Get back into some gaming. And yeah, see y'all soon. Take care. Peace, everybody.